Hello Tamers, and here we are at the final round of the biggest Dreamer Cup preliminaries, Rio vs Impmon. Rio's got the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching Pagumon. But looking at his starting hand, Rio is at a bit of a loss. Regardless, he has no choice but to stride forward and hope for the best. At 5 cost, he plays Sealsdramon. Turn over. Hatching a Pagumon as well. It evolves into Impmon, then into Dobermon for 2 cost. Finally, the little tamers Ai and Makoto are played for 4 cost. Turn over. Fortunately, Rio manages to find some salvation in his first draw, and he evolves Pagumon into Monodramon. Then at 3 cost, the champion Sealsdramon will evolve into his trusted Red Wing partner, Cyberdramon. 1 draw, and on evolve, you may play 1 Rio Akiyama from your hand at no cost. But if Rio had a copy of himself, he would have played it at the very start. Turn over. At the start of Impmon's turn, Ai and Mako move the memory up to 3, draw, and Dobermon moves out. First at 3 cost, Dobermon will evolve into Skull Satamon. On evolve, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then return 1 card with Demon Lord in its traits from your trash to your hand. 1 and 2, and well, I'm not sure if you'd call that lucky or unlucky, but the Beelzemon Blast mode that just got trashed is a Demon Lord, and since this is a compulsory retrieval effect, it is now added to the hand. Next for 2 cost, the Tamer, Alice McCoy, is played. Turn over. Monodramon is moved out into the battle area and immediately goes for an attack on only 1k DP. Security check. Lady Devi on 7k, so it is deleted, which then triggers the Digitama Pagumon's Inheritable. On delete, reveal the top card of your deck if it is a Black Digimon. Unfortunately, it is not, so it is returned to the bottom of the deck instead of being added to the hand. Dude, today, Rio is just unlucky, man. Now, for level 5, Cyberdramon is really powerful with 10k DP, but it has a limiter. During your turn, while you don't have a tamer in play to tame it, this Digimon cannot attack players. So at this moment, it is unable to swing at Impmon security. Nevertheless, Rio can set up for the next turn by playing himself, which he finally drew at 3 cost. And on play, reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 card with Dramon or Justimon in its name from among them to your hand, and place the remaining at the bottom of the deck. In this case, Rio chooses to add another copy of Cyberdramon to his hand. Turn over, Ai and Mako move the memory up to 3, draw, and hatching another Purple Pagumon. First, Impmon will play Mist Memory Boost for 3 cost. On main, trash the top 2 cards of your deck and draw 1 card. So first, trashing 2 and 1 draw, but wait a minute, the card that was just trashed over there is the new EX2 Impmon with this effect. When this card is trashed from your deck by an effect other than this guy himself, trash up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. So there we go, an additional 3 mil. Finally, Dobermon will be played from the hand at 3 cost. Although normally 5 cost to play, while you have an Alice McCoy in play, when playing this card from the hand, reduce its play cost by 2. And of course, since Alice is standing right there next to Ai and Mako, it means Dobermon is only 3 cost to play. Turn over, active draw, and in raising, Pagumon, which evolves into Suna Rizamon. Now for 2 cost. As a champion of Digimon Card Battle, Rio will perform a Card Slash. Attack, plug in A. Although this is a red card, if you have a tamer in play to Card Slash, you may use this option card without meeting the color requirements. On main, one of your Digimon gains security attack +1, and of course the effect is given to Cyberdramon, which now goes for Impmon security. Now Rio will trigger his second effect. During your turn, when your Black Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to give that Digimon +1k DP until the end of your opponent's next turn, increasing Cyberdramon to 11k on 2 checks. First check, it is another copy of Ai and Mako, which is now played for free. And second check, EX2 Impmon, but when trashed from security, it has no effect. Finally, the Suna Rizamon in the raising area evolves into Strike-Dramon and turn over. The 2 Ai and Makos move the memory up to 3 and draw. Now first, Impmon will make use of Alice's effect. During your turn, once per turn, when your level 5 Digimon would evolve into a level 6 Digimon, you may delete one of your other Digimon to reduce the memory cost of evolution by 3. Which means by sacrificing Dobermon to the digital nether. For only one cost, Matrix Evolution. Cyberdramon can evolve into the gunslinging demon lord, Beelzemon. One draw. First, because Dobermon was deleted, trash the top 3 cards of your deck, then return 1 Purple Digimon or Purple Tamer from your trash to the hand. 2 and 3. Impmon is recycled and now evolves on top of the Pagumon in the raising area. Next, because of Cyberdраmon's inheritable, during your turn, once per turn, when cards are trashed from the deck, gain 1 memory. So it was essentially a free evolve. Now Beelzemon will attack with 11k DP. Unfortunately, it cannot defeat Cyberdramon without sacrificing itself, because Rio's plus 1k DP lasts until the end of the opponent's turn. So Cyberdra is now also at 11k, so Beelzy aims for security instead. With Pagumon's inheritable, on attack, discard the top card of the deck, it's just a Skullsada. And then with I and Mako's effects, during your turn, when one of your Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to trash the top card of your deck. Then, if the attacking Digimon is Beelzemon, you can Digivolve it into a Beelzemon Blast Mode from your trash for a memory cost of 3, which would be a crazy move to pull off now, but there is currently no Blast Mode in the trash. The one that Skullsada picked up is currently in the hand. But of course, there is always a chance that the one card they mill is the Blast Mode they need. So first, the first I and Mako is suspended to mill Missed Memory Boost. And of course, the second one can be activated as well. And it is not Blast Mode, but it is the new EX2 Beelzemon, which does have an effect when trashed from the deck. When this card is trashed from deck, you may play 1 Impmon from your trash at no cost. The choices are between EX2 Searcher Impmon and the new promo Security Impmon, so the Searcher is played from the trash instead. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and add 1 Digimon with Beelzemon in its name, and or 1 I and Mako from among them to the hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4! 2 Blast Modes, but Impmon needs them in the trash, not the hand. So very unfortunately, one is now sent to the hand as well, meaning there are 2 Blast Modes in the hand, and this other one is now sent to the bottom of the deck, although there are only 16 cards left. But now that all the effects have resolved, Beelzemon's gunshot hits its mark for a security check. No! The one card every other color hates to see when they are going up against black. And it looks like Rio's terrible hand luck is now being made up for with some security luck, because the card checked is Chikurimon. On security, at the end of the battle, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So although Beelzemon managed to hit its mark, it now reverts back down into Skullsada. But Impmon still has tricks up his sleeve because his trash is now at 14 cards. So for 4 cost, he activates the option card, Corona Destroyer. On main, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, increase the level you can delete by 1. So since there are now more than 10 cards in trash, Corona Destroyer can aim at level 5 or lower Digimon. And despite all of Cyberdramon's insane DP, its one weakness is that it's only a level 5. It is shot down. Turnover, active, draw. And Cyberdramon is kept in the raising area. At 3 cost, it evolves into Cyberdramon. And with that, turnover. I and Mako move the memory up to 3, active, draw, and Impmon moves out of the raising area. It's time to take the number of cards in trash even higher. The new Impmon aims at security, and with Pagumon's inheritable on attack, discard the top card of the deck. It is another EX2 Beelzemon, which means another Impmon Searcher can be played from trash, and once again, checking the top 4 cards of the deck, there is a BT2 Beelzemon which can be added to the hand. So now more cards have been returned to the bottom of the deck, increasing the Blast Mode's position to be milled. And of course, security check. Justimon on 11k DP, so of course Impmon is deleted, and with its famous on delete, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. 1, 2, and 3. Now, Alice's effect will be used once more to sacrifice the newly played Impmon that cannot attack this turn, such that, for 0 cost, Matrix Evolution. Cyberdramon can evolve into the Duelist of Finality, the motorcycle-riding demon lord, the brand new EX2 Beelzemon. 1 draw, which of course activates its on Digivolve, on attack, double condition skill. You may trash the top 2 cards of your deck to delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, increase the maximum level you can delete. Now first, I need to clarify this English card has an error in translation. It makes it sound like trashing the top cards of your deck and deleting the opponent's Digimon are part of one single clause. In the original Japanese text, it's supposed to be, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. After that, delete one opposing Digimon that is level 3 or less, and for the number of cards in your trash, yada yada, you can increase the limit. Yes, so they are treated as 2 separate parts of the effect, you could say. So Beelzemon will now choose to mill the top 2 cards of his deck, and the card that was just milled right there before Impmon is Corona Destroyer. When this card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 memory, the memory goes up to 4. Not only that, because Cyberdramon is now an evolution source, its inheritable triggers for an additional +1 memory up to 5. And the final step is to activate Miss Memory Boost Delay, discarding it from the battle area to +2 memory, which means Beelzemon now has 7 memory. More than enough to perform a Blast Evolution. So now, for 6 cost, carrying I and Mako's wishes and toy gun in his chest, Beelzemon will blast evolve into the Avenger of Black Wings. Beelzemon Blast Mode. 1 draw. On evolve, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level, but there are no targets. And of course, since the memory is still on his side of the gauge, Blast Mode attacks. With Pagumon's inheritable, a compulsory mill of the top card of the deck, it is EX2 Impmon, so he could mill 3 more cards from his deck at this moment. But considering there are only 5 cards left, he chooses not to. And now Blast Mode will engage his Corona Destroyer, because during your turn, for every 10 cards in your trash, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1. There are currently 25. So Security Attack +2 for a total of 3 checks on a mighty 15k. This might just blow away all of Ryo's remaining security. Here we go. Blast Mode is prepared to mow everything down. First check, Kazu played for free. Second check, Ryo? Why are all the Tamers stacked at the bottom? Which is now played for free as well, which we now also have to resolve for on play, reveal 4 cards from the top of the deck. What could... Justimon is there, so he is added to the hand. If that first or second card had been a Chikurimon, then Blast Mode would have devolved and lost its continuous Security Attack Plus ability. But here we go, the attack continues. This is the final security check for Ryo and Cyberdramon. Here we go. Final security check. And it is Volcamon 7k trashed. But you know, the only reason Impmon was able to pull this off is because he milled that EX2 Beelzemon, allowing him to play an additional Impmon from the trash, which could have been sacrificed for Alice's effect. If that hadn't happened, this Impmon would have had to be sacrificed instead, and so they wouldn't have lethal this turn. But I guess that's simply the fate of the cards. And with that, Impmon attacks. Ryo has no blockers on the field and no remaining security. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winner is Impmon, also known as Beelzemon Blast Mode. As a huge Justimon fan, I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't even get to appear on the field today, but I'm somewhat comforted by the fact that considering these final cards from Ryo's security, Ryo and Justimon probably would have won the next turn. So please indulge in this Justimon fanboy as I show you how. So let's assume that Impmon didn't manage to win this turn and they pass over the memory at the minimum of 1. So now we go into Ryo's turn, they get a draw, Cyberdramon moves out, which now triggers Kazu's effect at the start of the main phase when you have a Digimon with Cyborg or Machine in his trait to gain 1 memory. And of course, both Cyberdramon and Justimon are Cyborg, so +1 memory. Now we attack with Cyberdramon, suspending both Ryos in order to give him +2k until the end of the opponent's next turn. And then you will notice that there's a Strike Dramon inheritable, which is on attack once per turn. If you have 2 or more Black Tamers in play, gain 1 memory, pushing the memory up to 3, which is very important. Security check, Skullsada trashed. And now of course you know the drill. Cyberdramon will evolve into Justimon for 3 cost. On evolve, activate one of the following effects, give it plus 2k DP for the turn, unsuspend this Digimon, or delete one opposing Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Of course, you unsuspend. And since the memory is only at 0, attack again. This time, Cyberdramon is inheritable to de-digivolve one opposing Digimon, so yeah, let's just de-digivolve blast mode. And then with the boost from the 2 reels, Justimon is actually at 13k DP, activating Sunariza. While this Digimon is black and has 13k or more DP, it gains security attack plus 1, but not very important right now. The important part is this. On attack, once per turn, activate this Digimon's on Digivolve for each tamer you have in play. So there are 3, right? So first we choose one unsuspend, then we choose one delete one opponent's Digimon with play cost of 5 or less, just for an example. And finally, we take 1 plus 2k, increasing him to 15k. But actually, just in case this final card happens to be a blast mode as well, instead of destroying Impmon, since there's really no point at this moment, you might as well give it plus 2k twice for a total of plus 4k, up to 17k. So final security check is just a 2k Impmon. Wait a minute, on security? Okay fine, it just lets you play another purple level 3 Digimon from the trash, so let's just assume another Impmon comes out at this moment, it's not very important. And then Justimon, being unsuspended, can go for one final attack, ending the game. And even if there was no second reel to search out Justimon, I had a backup in the form of promo Black or Greymon, which can unsuspend itself for Digiburst 2. So I think that was a pretty close match, and I will see you guys in the 3-way final.